Hello and welcome back to the stream. I hope you're all having a good day today. It's back. The Highlander campaign returns. Now, since this is going to be the last session of the year and the last stream of the year, probably going to go a bit longer. Noni, sub to the channel. We'd love to see it. Right, so, I'm sure you've all seen this before, but if you haven't, I'm going to undefinite call shortly. I'll have everyone say the names just as a wee precaution in case there's new people here, and then we'll have a little rundown of what happened last time. Welcome back to the stream. Listen, I've been saying that since I started, and it sounds awkward for me to say anything else, alright? Done. So anyway, I'm going to undefinite call, and we're just going to have a rundown of what happened last stream, last session. And we're gonna get started. We're live.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, brilliant. Ryan's awake.
Hi. I've been awake.
He is.
Brilliant. Alright. Shall we begin?
Alright. So, last official session,
Not including the session where we went to full murder hobo on each other.
indeed, which has had consequences, which I'll get into. But anyway, last session, the party has made its way through sort of a pass to the mountains to finally get their way out of the mountains and into sort of the lowlands. True, what used to be a pass. No, they've gone through it. It's more of just a collapsed pass. It's very bad. It was a mess. But so they collapsed the pass behind them and made their way through, getting their way to the opposite side, coming across, finally making their way to what is known as the Crystal Sands Tundra, and to that stretches out to the north, and to the south of them, though, they can see far in the distance the trees of the Savalirwood, which is their destination. The exit to the past, I'm going to say, I forget exactly how it ended, but I'm going to say that at the exit to the past, you all took a long rest.
Yeah.
So if you have any damage or anything, like, make sure to long rest on your character sheets, take care of that.
Let's go ahead and do it anyway.
But, yeah. And, so so basically we're starting a session today, waking up after making the way through the past, having a strange, an odd feeling that you had a strange dream that none of you can quite remember. Weird, right? Kesef, you wake up this morning, and it's been a while since you've been in cold temperatures. Your original home was sort of in a mountain area where it got cold, but for the last several years you've been living in the jungle. And it's just weird after waking up after that strange dream that you just can't quite place what happened in it. You feel inside of you a little more strength, a little more power. Whenever you use your breath weapon, which is normally, I believe at level 6 is 3d6, it's now d8s. So it's a 3d8s whenever you use your breath weapon.
Oh.
Hey Kyle, welcome into the stream. That's interesting.
Indeed, that is your reward for when you are impromptu PvP session. But indeed, as you all wake up, you'll sort of stand up, look at each other. You have the Crystal Sands Tundra to the north, to the right of you. To the left, the south, you see off in the distance the Savalirwood, and we start the session. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple to me. I know where the Savalirwood leads, and while I know it's going to be an absolute slaughter fest, it's probably our best bet to just, head straight through it and head down to Shady Creek.
I mean, we've come all this way. It's not like we can really turn back.
I mean, we could.
It'd be a highly waste of time and an excessively unnecessary Remoraz encounter.
And it would probably infuriate our DM as well if we just went, fuck it, we're going to go back the way we came.
Oh, no metagaming.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna...
what he said.
So are we gonna head towards Savalirwood?
It's what we came here to do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys start the trek, continuing down. You're still sort of on like a slope down as you head towards the flatlands of the Crystal Sands tundra. And you sort of...
Hold on. Sorry. Do we remember, like, because that session was like a dream sort of thing, wasn't it? Do we?
Kind of, yeah.
Do we have like memories of that dream?
Not quite. It's sort of like maybe a vague recollection every once in a while of something that happened. Otherwise, it's... you dreamt something last night, and you sort of look at each other like oddly a little bit, maybe like they were in the dream or they were there, and none of you can quite place what exactly happened.
I mean, I just had a dream that I cheated death multiple times and just assumed that it was the it was just the battle with the alcoholic blood spiders.
Yeah.
Coda vaguely recalls just stabbing leather and nothing but leather.
Vague recollection of Hawthorne and Coda cursing each other out. Yeah, sounds about right.
Indeed.
If I remember the dream, I was going to bully you for constantly dying.
Listen.
No, you don't remember it that well. For those who are watching who don't know what happened, last session we did a little off-stream session. It was a little PvP between all the 4 players, and some crazy stuff happened.
I rolled like 3 nat 20s in a row.
Yeah, to wake up from being unconscious. Kesef...
I think 2 of them were to wake up from being unconscious, and then one of them was a deception roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Yeah.
Very good. So Kesef won that. She got a little bonus to her breath weapon for that. And I'm continuing on, you guys. Carry on down into the Crystal Sands tundra. As you sort of get off this sloping hill that led off from the crevasse that led you out of the Floatcap Alps, you sort of start walking through this. It really is a mixture of sand and snow. Like, it's cold, but you feel the grains of sand underneath your feet, and feel the snow as well, a layer on top. It's the oddest mixture you've ever felt as you walk through. As you push your way through, I'm heading south towards the distant tree line. Everyone give me a perception roll as you sort of travel for, I'll say about 2 hours.
Perception. Wonderful. It's one of the worst. Reminds me of one of my old characters legit got the nat 20 every session, 3 in a row. That's pretty sick. I know it was nuts. And hello Milo, welcome to the stream. Oh, that's a 13 in perception. That sucks.
18.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Oh, very nice. And then 11. So Tartaros and Coda, as you sort of start approaching the Savalirwood, from a distance you can tell, it's not as thick as the Koroska jungle is where you guys left, were taken away from. Definitely not as thick of a wood, definitely more of like a forest than a jungle. The trees aren't as towering, as high, definitely not as tropical of an area as the Koroska jungle was. But just from a distance, you can sort of pick those few things out. You can see that the sands, the crystal sands, sort of end about maybe a mile away from the edge of the forest. It sort of becomes more of just a dirt like transitions like grass and dirt as you approach. You make your way across the tundra for another few hours until eventually you make it towards this cross section where you see the sands sort of just turn into the dirt of a forest beneath your feet. You start making your way forward. At about that time, you start to hear maybe this crashing sound through the trees ahead of you as you approach, maybe 60, 70 feet away from the edge of the woods, and suddenly 5 creatures come bursting out of the woods at a full sprint. You can see they have like these hunched backs, these pelted, these fur pelts that are mottled like brown and black, snouted like faces with like ears coming off the back, coming off like rounded ears coming off their back, sharp teeth and muzzles. as they come running towards you with spears and weapons. For anyone who doesn't know, these are gnolls, basically like hyena men. Yeah, and they come running at you out of the forest. I'm gonna need you to roll initiative real quick.
There it is. Combat off the bat. You love it.
Right off the bat.
That's a 13.
Put an image of these guys. I'd like to go for a beer with them.
Alright, give me 1 second.
Rolling. Initiative. Ooh.
Nice roll.
I don't actually have my physical dice with me at the moment, so I'm relying on online. It scares me.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Alright, oh wow. Oh crap! That's so cool!
What?
I guess this is a new feature from when I last used it. My encounter builder, I have you all guys in the campaign in the encounter, it auto put your initiatives in for me.
Oh, that's cool.
For whatever reason, the only one it didn't put in was Julius's, which is a 13.
Yeah, I rolled a 13.
But damn, everyone else's it just slotted in for me.
It might be because I rolled mine like way early.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Julie. Hawthorne just likes to be
probably...
difficult. Let's be real here.
No, that's fair. It might have been before I opened the encounter, actually. But if I opened the encounter, it just slotted those in for you.
That's
pretty dope.
Alright, new features. Give me 1 second, and I will get the map open for you guys.
Cool. I'll actually need to add that to my window capture. We're going to go ahead and call this... Call that Discord map. And we're going to go to that for just now. So that tiny up in the corner while I wait for...
Yeah, hold on.
While I wait for Jadaji to get his map open.
There we go.
There we go. Pop that out.
Alright,
Oh,
so
that's
you see 5 of these figures, these gnolls rushing towards you. They're about, the leading one is about 60 feet away from you all. And like they're rushing out of the forest. And first up is Coda.
Is this like a dense forest?
Not particularly. Like, it's definitely not as dense as the jungle you guys were traveling in before. Definitely a little more area. They're definitely they're past the tree line at this point. Like they're out in the open. But
Okay.
then it's definitely more of a more open forest.
Okay, my issue is that a lot of myself is very fire-based, and I didn't know if fire would be very risky or not.
That's fair.
Go for it. What's the worst that could happen?
It's not that dense. There definitely is some connection in the canopy, like trees touch each other with their boughs and everything, but it's not super dense.
Okay.
And they're past the tree line, so like, depending on how big of an explosion you're thinking.
So I'm thinking, if I was to put something in the center of them, are they all within 20 feet of that?
Pitbull vaguely
Oh,
starts
definitely.
You're casting
Definitely.
fireball, aren't you?
I quite like, just because there's 5 of them all together, I really want to see what I can do here.
Oh, absolutely.
It's too
That's fair.
big. I don't care about consequences at this point. I've got to do it. So I'm going to cast fire.
You're
Oh,
learning
Jesus
from Hawthorne.
Oh, here comes the forest fire. All right. Oh, sorry. Continue on.
Told you we blew up some woods.
Yeah,
great.
cast fireball in. Actually, if I was to fire it, like, if I was to aim it, you know, just to try to be a bit more conservative, if I was to aim it, like, around where the front guy is.
Around here. You could probably, avoid hitting the woods as well.
Okay. I'll aim it, I'll direct it there. That'll be the center point.
Alright, what's the saving throw again? Dexterity?
Dexterity 15.
Right. Oh, okay. That's 4 successes and 1 failure.
Ooh, that's annoying.
Oof.
Yes, their dex is a good thing for them, unfortunately.
So,
But yes, what's the roll of damage? Because depending on how well you roll, it might not matter.
I mean, there we go. So, altogether, so the one that failed took 26. The rest,
Okay.
The rest take 13.
Okay. So one of them, you can see incinerated instantly.
Nice.
Nice.
You see this one in the back, say this guy in the back corner. He just like running forward and just up in flames and his ashes. You see the others sort of cover themselves and try and dodge out of the way. The one in front looks maybe a little larger than the others, a little stronger, just keeping forward. The explosion like right around him as he pushes forward, just continuing on. But the rest of them, most of them look still fairly hurt, and that one is just gone. Anything else on your turn you'd like to do?
I would like to. I can't do like an intimidation check or anything because I've already used my action.
Yeah, that would be your action.
But I'd like to, I don't know, like gesture to them to be like, I mean, it's my classic. Try me, bitch.
Yeah. What's the range on Fireball, by the way?
Like 150 feet.
That's what I thought. Okay, just making sure.
It's ridiculous.
Indeed. But yeah. So you want to move anywhere, or you have a bonus action and movement left?
It will use my bonus action to cast Bardic Inspiration on Kessev.
Kessev? How do you inspire Kessev?
And I start singing Fireball by Pitbull.
Amazing.
Inspiring. That's if you have an inspiration die.
No, he
if
just
that is
starts
the end of
playing
your
my this playlist is Street Fire playlist.
Oh jeez. Listen, I'm glad you didn't start a forest fire, that's all. Shooty time. Which ones would you like to shoot? So you see the one in front, like I said, he's a little bulky, a little burlier, and you see him sort of barreling towards you. These two on the sides, they look like they have like ranged weapons, like bows as well as spears on their side, and the two in the back, well, one of them is incinerated, but the other one just has looks like he has like a spear at his side that is rushing forward. So it is up to you who you'd like to attack. Gotcha. So we'll say you go for this guy over here, seeing as he's directly in front of you, more or less. I'll roll the hit.
Remember, if it's low, you can add a d8 to it if you'd like.
13, unfortunately, just misses. You watch as one of these gnolls rushes forward. You fire an arrow at it. It hits the gnoll, but you can see it lodges in this sort of hide leather armor that it's wearing, and it seems to shake off the hit. You do have your second attack though.
Let's try that again. That's the spirit. That's more like
That
it.
definitely hit. You can definitely roll damage for that. Alright, so the second blow takes this creature. You sort of readjust your aim, and it takes it sort of... You remember that for next time. You still have your bonus action, so you can mark something now. It just won't count for the damage for this turn. But you see the arrow take it sort of right in its clavicle, and it sort of stumbles a little bit as it's running, but it still keeps going, still continuing on. It looks like it's barely moving forward. But it's still moving. But you still have your bonus action and movement, so if you want to mark something, you can right now. Alright, so you mark the one you've already injured, which is this guy here. And you're gonna stay exactly where you are. Sounds good. At the end of Kessov's turn, a couple of the gnolls get to go. Let's see. This one. And then this one. They continue barreling towards you. No, they don't attack you. They're just like running straight towards you guys. But they can't quite get close enough to even bonus action or action and movement to dash. They can't quite get to you yet. So Hawthorne, it's your turn.
So like, just one thing. It definitely looks like the paths are like they're trying to attack us, not like they're running away from something.
Give me an insight check.
Oh.
Because if they're running from something, this changes things. 18.
Poor guy.
18.
18. You see abject fear in their eyes.
Ah!
In that case, can I do an investigation check on the area behind them to see if I can see what they're running from?
You don't quite know that yet. I'd say only
right.
Coda's aware of that at the moment, because he had
Of
the
course.
insight to be like, wait a minute. But I mean, I'll say because it's not his turn, he can't call it out yet.
Yeah, no worries.
Just because I gave him
Are we
that
the
insight
baddies?
check.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
well,
enemy.
considering I don't know
It is
that,
your turn.
Considering I don't know that, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I was going to do. I draw my bow, start with my short bow. I take the steady aim bonus action, which gives me advantage. In exchange for not having range of movement. The guy sort of like directly up to the left, sort of guy that's like second closest to me. How
This
close
one?
is how close is he?
I think it's within like 15 feet. Yeah, 15.
Alright, well I'm gonna target him with my short bow.
Go
And
ahead, roll
because
a
I've
hit.
taken the steady aim, I get advantage on the roll.
You do, which means you also get sneak attack.
If I hit. 21 and 7, that's a nat one. Okay, so 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay, that is 8 points of piercing damage and 15 points of sneak attack damage.
Yeah, you ready your bow, turn, pull it out, fire, and you just take this thing like underneath the jaw, through the head, and it just collapses to the ground.
Knowing they're in fear makes me very bad for immediately shooting a fireball at them, but I guess that's...
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'll only feel bad once I'm told.
But yeah, you take that thing and it just falls to the ground dead. Anything else on your turn?
I can't do anything else. I've done my action.
Alright.
My bonus action was steady aim, so I don't get any movement. Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Alright, that's the end of your turn. It is the two guys who are still back here. It's their turn. And right here, they keep running forward using their action to dash. And they get right up to that point. Tartaros, it is now your turn.
All right. That is me on the bottom there. Yeah. I'm assuming the one still alive to the right there, closest to me, is within 15 feet.
Which one, this guy or this guy?
Wait.
The thing you're
I
thinking
guess
of there.
the one. Yeah, I'm thinking one of the ones that died. So sure, the closest one to me.
This guy.
Yes, I'm assuming that was
Alright.
honestly within 15 feet.
Yeah, he's within 10 feet of you.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Lightning Lure.
Okay. Is that
So
a save?
strength saving throw of 15.
Ooh, he's strong, but let's see what happens. That's natural 1, so he fails.
Ooh, all right. Let's see. the damage. 9 points of, I'm assuming, lightning damage.
Indeed.
And then he's now within 5 feet of me.
And he gets pulled towards you, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Up to
Why?
10 feet in a straight line.
Why?
All right. Tartarus, give me an insight check as you pull this towards you.
Inside. Oh, actually. Not one.
Okay. You don't notice anything. Anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
I'm gonna say nah. I think I'm good.
Alright. Alright, so that is the end of the round. At the top of the round, out of the woods.
Ah, here it comes.
Oh, little baby.
No,
Oh,
not a little baby. There we
Oh,
go.
brilliant! There's two of them.
Indeed, these two lizard-like or like reptilian creatures come crawling out of the woods. You see like 4 legs, a long reptilian tail, green scales cover the whole body, long like jaws that just filled with teeth come flying out of the woods towards you guys. And that is top of the round. That is the end of their turn. Next up is Coda. It is your turn.
Aha, okay. Hi friends. So, this is nice.
Indeed.
Do you guys come here often? You know what? I think Coda's gonna see them, panic, and I think he's just gonna let off another fireball.
No, I didn't
love
ask. I didn't ask how much fear these gnolls are in. I said I use fireball.
Indeed. Alright.
I can
Dexterity
see.
saving throws.
I can see what they're scared of. Oh well, just to specify, I'm gonna put it like in the middle of the two creatures because I think that should still get them.
Yeah, I believe so. Well, yeah, they're both just within 20 feet of each other, so you still get them both.
Cool. That is 15.
That's
Where is
a
it?
5 and a natural 20, so one fails, one succeeds.
Okay.
Damn.
Ooh, not bad roll. 32 for the one that failed, 16 for the one that saved.
Dang.
That is
Indeed.
hot damage.
Yeah, so the explosion
Literally.
just happens between the two of them. Once more, another fire explosion. And you see one just take the brunt of it and sort of reel back and hiss as it takes the damage and sort of stumbles but continues running forward. The other one sort of embraces itself on the ground, takes the hit on one side of its scales as the flame washes over it, and it continues running forward as well. But that looked like it hurt a lot.
I've now got just I feel like I could have asked a question beforehand. Like, here's where it's a case of you look at them and there's fear in their eyes, and they're running from something even bigger.
Just a parade of ever-growing creatures.
That I just hit with fireball.
There's always a bigger fish.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Anything else in your turn, Coda?
Am I? I'm not able to check, am I? If like the same as I did with the
I'll
knoll.
give you another inside roll. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Because this time it's actually your turn, so this is your bonus action though.
Okay. Insight 16.
As far as you can tell from these things, they're like honed in like hunters. As far as you can
Gotcha.
tell.
So these look like the things to hit with fireballs.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you have
And
movement left.
I will move. Yeah, I feel like with big creatures being together is a bit of an issue, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna take a step back towards the bottom.
Just like one step back, or like as far as you can go.
About 10 feet, 10, 15 feet.
Okay, so you move a little bit back, like about 15 feet there.
Yeah.
So you're a little farther away from everyone.
Yeah.
No problem. Next up, Kesef, it is your turn. Kesef, you have one of these things right here, as well as these two new creatures up there that were just fireballed. God damn it. Yes. Yeah. Did the creature you marked before die? I don't remember.
No, I think it's the one that's
No, it's this one, right? Unfortunately, you can only move the mark after a creature has died. So this guy's still moved, unfortunately. But if you kill him, with your bonus action, you can move the mark and then use your second attack. Technically.
To pour sod out of its misery.
I believe so. I mean, let's double check. If you check the wording and it's different, I believe that's how it works, though. Well, it says it's a bonus action, so I'll say if you want to use your bonus action to mark a different creature, then I'll say go ahead. It'll just use your bonus action. Yeah, so I'll say as long as you're using your bonus action, you can definitely pop it over to a new creature.
I'd like to use my turn to pick up the knoll and throw it at the lizard creature as a sacrifice. That sounds like a Hawthorne mood. Let's be real here.
Too bad you can't catapult them.
That's really funny that you said that. Kesef, what would you like to do in your turn?
Why is that really funny that I said that?
Okay, the way that your dad just said that really scares me.
Wait, maybe it's like a hunting thing, and these
Which
not.
one? So this one's the one that's more injured. You want to, or in this one, the one that's a little less injured?
I'd say go for the one that got properly twatted by a fireball, so I can just finish it off in one fell swoop.
Against the less injured one. Okay, so that's this guy over here. So you move your mark, Slayer Spray mark over there, and roll your attacks.
Yeah, maybe these gnolls are like, we're like, I don't
They're
know.
working with the lizards, and they're going to use the lizards to weaken us off, and then they'll finish us off.
No,
18 hits.
No, I think maybe like they were prisoners, and like this is like some game that other people are doing where these lizards hunt these gnolls at the behest of someone else. Maybe.
We just came in and wrecked their jam by killing the gnolls.
Yeah,
Yes, the d6 is bonus damage.
it's our mantra. Cast fireballs, think later.
I'm depressed. I don't have fireball yet.
12 points of damage. You sort of focus, pull out an arrow, fire it. It slams into this creature, piercing the scales in its shoulder as it continues lumbering forward, stumbling a little bit as you hit it. But it's still going, still alive. You have a second attack though. .21 definitely hits.
Out of curiosity, what would we know what language gnolls speak, if any? Well, they obviously have a language.
Indeed. It'd be sort of it'd be more like a intelligence check to see if you can understand that, a history check kind of thing.
Alright, I'll worry about that on my turn.
Yeah. 8 damage. Perfect. And again, another arrow slams into it, almost a twin to the one you first shot. Now this thing has 2 arrows in both of its shoulders. Again, a stumble, but it's still going, still continuing forward, still alive. Anything else? You still have movement on your turn if you'd like to move. Alright. That is the end of your turn. Next up. Alright. Next up, the big one in the middle. Tartaros, I need you to make a strength saving throw. Or actually, it's gonna be a contested strength check. So strength or athletics.
Strength or athletics? Sure, 13.
You have to be at a 22. Unfortunately, this knoll right here grabs you and tosses you 15 feet behind it. As it just grabs you, just throws you out of the way with its action, and continues moving forward.
Did you have that before I said it?
I had that already planned, and then you said that, and I was like, funny.
I'm assuming I don't get a reaction being thrown.
No. Well, I mean, what's the reaction?
Opportunity attack.
No, you wouldn't get an opportunity attack for that.
Okay.
Yeah, you get chucked behind it as it continues running forward.
Like, you bastard.
At the end of its turn, those two are dead. Hawthorne, it is your turn.
Alright. To start with, I'm going to cast Invisibility.
Alright, so you vanish.
Gone. I'm going to take 30 feet of movement left.
So this knoll is still going to get an attack of opportunity on you because it knows you were there.
It
it's gonna have
can't.
Disadvantage on it, though.
It can't.
Unless you...
Nah. I have to check this. Opportunity attack. You can make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach. Since I'm invisible, it can't see me. So it won't know which way I'm moving.
Yeah,
and it
but
won't
it
know
knew
if
you
I've
were
moved.
there.
Yeah, but it doesn't know that I've moved. For all it knows, I'm still there.
I guess.
I can roll a stealth check if you really want me to see if I move stealthily.
Might as well do that then.
That's a nat 20.
Alright, yeah.
Alright.
Jadaji.
Where are you moving?
30 feet to the left.
Alright.
And I'm just gonna stay there invisible.
Alright.
Worse.
He just said nope.
Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, we're kind of winning, Mel.
These things keep going until they're basically off the map. Coda, if you want to take an opportunity on this one, you can, but it's running past you.
Can I do that as like a trip it up, because I can't hit things, but I could trip it up with like my tail.
Sure. It'd be like maybe like a dexterity check to try and trip it up with your tail.
Dexterity. Where the hell is it? Dexterity. Is that in the skills or is that in the abilities?
It'd just be a basic dexterity check. So you roll a d20 and add your
there it is.
modifier. Yeah.
I was just trying to find where it was on D&D Beyond. 14?
Yeah, it only rolled like a 10, so you sort of tripped up with your tail and it smashes face down to the ground while trying to run away. This other one gets like off the map, so it's not quite there yet.
That's all Coda needed to do.
Yeah. Alright, Tartarus, it is your turn.
Alright.
You were just picked up and thrown towards those creatures.
I'm definitely somewhat in fear. All right. So I'm going to act tactically. So I'm going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip of the 3rd level, so I can target both of them.
All right.
Because they are within 30 feet of each other.
Indeed.
And that's an intelligence 15. I'm assuming they're not very smart.
You
I could
would
be
be
wrong, though.
fairly correct. That's a 9.
Awesome.
And a 15, actually, with an 18 minus 3. So one still succeeds.
I thought ties succeeded.
Yeah, tie succeed, as in they succeed the save.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I know, like with AC, a tie you still get hit.
Yeah, and if you a tie, you still succeed the save. Like, you still avoid the damage.
Annoying.
Yeah.
Well, still gonna at least get somewhat hit. Because I think it takes half damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say, or whichever one, is, I'll roll for damage.
Yeah, at this point, they're both fairly evenly damaged, but,
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll the 1 and the 2.
So this is the one Noni was shooting. I'll say that's the one that failed, and this is the one that succeeded.
It is just 1 to roll for. Okay. So 5 and then 2 more d6s. So 9. And then...
points of damage. Is it 9 overall, or 9 plus 4?
It was a 9 overall. So
Okay.
9 to the fail and 4 to the succeed.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the one that failed can only move, action, or bonus action on his next turn.
Gotcha. Alright, yeah, you see they both looks very injured. You see this one sort of just slow down. That like psychic energy you threw at them just is slowing it down, starting to confuse its movements. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, back it up.
Alright.
Back it up.
That's about third. That's as far as you can back up. Does that sound good?
That's fine.
Alright. It is their turn now.
Bless you.
Let's see.
Man, I wish they both failed, because then they couldn't really do anything.
Mm-hmm. He's already deciding who to go to. Oh, hold on.
You see they start to spread out around those of you who are still visible, and they start to hiss and snarl at you, but they don't attack. As at the top of the round...
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. This should work.
There's always a bigger fish.
Out of the forest now, you hear the beating of wings. As speeding out of the forest, a green dragon flies out, heading right towards you as a group.
There's no
Oh,
way.
fudge.
It lands right in front of you. It lands right in front of Kesef, who's sort of in the lead, and a dragonborn herself, and looks down, staring at you all. The gnolls continuing to run away. These drake creatures sort of just stalking you guys, and it sort of looks down at you, at Kesef, and says, unexpected. And I'm gonna say we're out of initiative at that point, unless there's anything else you'd like to do. Wise. But right now, this dragon that just landed in front of you all seems not hostile.
Interesting. So, like, these great creatures, they're not trying to attack us.
No, they're sort of just stalking you now, like watching you all, very injured. You watch as the dragon looks at you all and says, I do not appreciate my hunters being injured in the middle of a hunt.
I was right. So,
And it sort of,
I'm sorry, Karen.
he just sort of looks down at you. But I admit it has been a while since the more civilized people have come to this part of the Savalirwood. Who are you and why have you all come here? And he's just sort of looking at you all collectively, waiting for a response.
Well, does he know that I'm there, or am I? Because I'm technically still invisible. Is he aware of my presence, or?
As far as you know, he isn't.
Oh, wonderful.
Am I able to, like, because I know it's like the grid's not there and everything. Am I able to like head over but prepare something in case one of like the lizards? I don't think they will attack me because it seems like they're part of his hunt and everything. But if I just like, can I prepare something whilst walking over just in case?
It depends on what you're preparing.
Would I be able to prepare a spell as a reaction?
I mean, it depends. Like, preparing a spell still requires you to sort of make motions and sort of prepare to cast it, like visibly, speak the somatic components and stuff like that. Unless it's a reaction spell, which you sort of can cast faster and instantly.
It was going to be Misty Step, so it would be a reaction spell.
In that case, you don't need to prepare anything. Yeah, you can that'll just be like, if something happens, you can reaction Misty Step out of the way.
Okay, so I would head over to the dragon, and I would say, before I answer, sorry, when you say the hunt, are all of these hunters, or are those gnolls the prey?
He sort of looks at the retreating gnolls and sort of, you've let the prey get away. At least most of it. You see he sort of turns around towards one of the bodies that you left behind and sort of picks it up with a clawed foot. And you see this dragon, it's large, like it's a very big dragon. But it's not like gigantic. It's not like, usually when you think of a dragon, they're tall as buildings, that type of thing. This creature's big, but maybe sort of the size of like an 18-wheeler truck, but with the wings and the legs and the long tail to sort of give it a little more like length and height to it. But so it's not like house size big though.
Yeah.
So maybe a little younger, but still rather large. And you see it sort of picks up one of the gnoll corpses and sort of says, "I suppose this will have to do for dinner tonight. Now, you have not answered my question yet. What are you all doing here?"
Apologies again. It's a bit of a long story as to how exactly we got into this area. But the reason we're traveling is I'm trying to find a friend that got taken, and we think that heading this way will lead us closer to an answer on where they are.
Interesting. Oh no, I forgot Noni hasn't been here. Noni, there's a dragon now.
Yeah, Noni, you're face to face with a green dragon. Yeah.
Green skin.
But don't worry, we're not fighting it yet.
Yeah.
Friend or foe?
But it sort of looks down at you, sort of cocks its head and says, Let's, it is speaking to you in common, so it works out at this point. But it sort of looks at you all and says, after Coda says that, and says, sounds quite boring if you ask me.
Sometimes the truth can be boring to others, but it's important to me.
Maybe. Well, I'm gonna spice your life up a bit. You plan on moving through the Savalirwood, is that it?
Yes, that's true.
And you'll be entering mine and my mother's domain. Maybe we can make things a little interesting for you.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize this was your domain, so we do apologize. But what do you mean?
Oh, don't worry about it. If I say it now, it'd ruin the fun.
Can I try and persuade him to tell us?
I mean, what do you say?
I'm gonna try. Let me see if I can barter with him.
Yeah, I mean,
think he likes alcoholic blood.
Please no.
Oh, this again.
or a glowing green rock.
Yes, the
We
glowing
were-
green rock.
We were
They do
having
like treasure. They do like treasure.
a
Mhm.
civil conversation.
At this
Yeah.
point, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I've dropped my invisibility and walked over to the rest of the group.
Yeah, he sort of notes you appearing out of nowhere. Just sort of looks at you, seemingly unimpressed, and just looks at the group and says, "Well, if there's nothing else."
I want to try and trade him the glowing green rock for information.
You sort of pull up the glowing green rock, and he sort of reaches over, takes it between two talons, and sort of inspects it. And he crushes it between his claws.
Hold on.
Oh no!
Oh wait, no, that wouldn't work with this.
Yeah, he just crushes it between his claws.
Rude.
A funny little trinket, but
That
if there's
was my
nothing else
rock.
you
Sorry.
have to interest me.
Sorry, just one thing to check before you leave. If this is yours and your mother's domain, will you or your mother have issue with us travelling through?
Oh, no issue. In fact, as I said, it'll be fun. And at that, his wings start to beat, and you see the two drakes that have sort of been like circling you guys start to turn and retreat back into the woods. And he grabs one of the gnoll corpses in his claws, takes off, turns, and flies into the Savalirwood ahead of you all.
Great.
Well,
A dragon. It's a fucking green dragon.
dragon. What
But,
What- what do you think he meant when he said, like, it kind of seemed like a game to him, us being here? What do you think he meant?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Since I live near the Savalirwood, would I have knowledge of dragons? Since dragons live in the Savalirwood, apparently?
maybe make a history check. It'd be a high DC because you may live near the Savalirwood, but even Shady Creek Run and
20?
all the settlements around it are they're stay to the south, and a lot of people don't venture into the Savalirwood because it's
Yeah.
dangerous for many reasons.
Would a dirty
So-
20 get me anything?
It'll get you a little. It's the Savalirwood, as I said, it's dangerous for many reasons. Even the strongest, most rough and tumble of those in Shady Creek Run don't venture deep into it unless they're heading unless mostly they're desperate or they're being paid a lot of money to venture in, because that there's the ruins of an old elven city called Mir in the Savalirwood, and that the legends say that that's the source of the corruption of the entire wood. But there are people who will pay and who go for money to find relics and stuff like that in those woods. Maybe there have been rumors of a draconic influence, maybe based out of Mir, that of people glimpsing a dragon through the trees, or maybe a survivor of a group that went in and only one escaped, and they talked of a green creature that has killed the others, that type of thing. But mostly just rumors and hearsay, and also there's so many dangers in the Savalirwood that who knows one from another.
Fair enough. I kind
Just
of...
because it's been a while since we've had like a lorry session. Obviously, I know Coda's aim is trying to find his friend and get to that, but I can't specifically remember why we're traveling through the Savalirwoods.
So the Savalirwood is pretty much the only way to get south from your location. And south is where you guys were. You were as far south on this continent as possible. Like where you were, like where Nicodranus was.
Yeah.
That's the farthest south of the continent. You pretty much ended up at the farthest north of the continent. And the only safe way, besides trying to scale mountains to get even a little bit further south, is through the Savalirwood and through a pass that is basically guarded by the town of Shady Creek Run.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is where I'm from.
Indeed. But yeah, so that's like your only way to get further south, and that's your destination.
Okay. So
So I kind of share that basic knowledge that I kind of remember, like stories about an elven's ruins and possibly a dragon influence living in it and stuff like that to everyone else.
Well, I'd respond saying, well, dragon influence, I think, sounds a bit more believable after what just happened, so
True.
possible.
And and you kind of see my eye light up at the thought of, like, elven ruin, dragon horde, loot.
There's, especially, this is just the sun and there's a mama dragon.
I wonder how much gold and treasure I could fit into a bag of holding.
Okay, so do we just carry on? I guess we've got to wait.
We've got no choice, do we?
Yeah, we've got to see what the dragon meant when it said it'd be fun.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm
Nothing's fun. It's not going to be
that
fun.
light guess okay, just goes whack with the tail. Fair. I did say that out loud and I got hit.
Perfect.
Right. So
I guess
do
we move.
into the forest
Right.
we go.
You guys sort of carry on, heading forward, and you eventually make your way into the Savalirwood. As you start to make your way through the trees, you realize, as I said, it's not as thick as a jungle. But even so, there's sort of this air of just menace as you travel through the woods. A sense of danger all around you all the time that wasn't even there when you were traveling through the jungle. And you start to notice as you make your way in, like an hour goes by, and the everything looks odd. The trees, the vegetation, the plant life, it looks off, just a little bit. Maybe it's a slight shading of the color or the shapes of leaves and limbs of trees. It just doesn't look right, especially to Kesef, who, you lived your life in nature. Everything in these woods is just a little off, and you all sort of have this feeling in the back of your head that you're being watched, just constantly there. As you travel through, you're sort of able to keep going the direction south. There's glimpses of the sun through the trees. You could try a perception check, Kesef, if you want to. See what happens. Give me a roll.
Direct 20.
With a 20, you can't pinpoint it. It's not like it doesn't feel like there's someone constantly watching you. It just almost feels like the woods are watching you. You can't tell if it's the trees themselves or a sort of a sense of everything around you is watching you, or maybe someone's casting a spell to watch you, but it's just, you get that feeling that something's watching you. But you continue on through the rest of the day, which it was about maybe a little after midday.
I
When
just want to check something. If we
Yes.
all feel that feeling of being watched, right?
Mm-hmm.
With my amulet of proof against detection and location, it means I can't be I'm hidden from divination magic. So would that rule out it being a magical source? If I'm still feeling it.
Yeah, you could tell that, like, you know that would be stopping any, like, spells or anything from watching you, anything like that.
So I
You
know
still have that
that's-
feeling.
So I know it's more of a well, I wouldn't say natural, but it's not a magical source.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Hmm.
But you sort of continue on through like the second half of the day, and you start to it starts to get late. The sun starts to set. It starts to get darker, and everyone give me perception checks.
Oh, wonderful. That's a 6.
12.
17.
Oh yay, Tartaros is probably the only one that's going to see whatever's
Yeah.
happening.
Tartaros. Fair Fair enough, Noni. As you sort of make your way into the jungle, it starts to get late. You start to look around for a place to rest for the night. You find a small clearing. Tartaros points it out. There's like a large tree in the center, which sort of, with a large canopy that sort of covers this whole clearing, allows shade, and the roots of the tree are large enough that you can sort of make a nice little camp at the base of them. Sort of looks like a good place to set up for the night. If that is your wish.
It's not ominous at all.
Yeah, I totally trust it. Nothing can go wrong here.
I need to sleep.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, let's just go for it.
That's rude. I will never describe a place to sleep again ever. Because apparently I just need it to be ominous.
A random, perfectly shaped tree.
You've seen clearings in the past. You've camped in clearings in the past. Hold on.
Yeah. The tree.
Yeah, but not while we're walking through the set of The Woods Have Eyes.
That sounds like your own problem, guys.
I like the idea that like just describes like a hotel bed luxuriously, and I'm like, we don't like.
You're coming to the clearing, and there's a 5-star hotel just randomly in the middle of the forest.
Yeah,
What
like
do you know?
easily. What's that? Oh, it's a Fey trap. Crazy.
Anyway,
do
are we
we
good?
want to set up shifts?
Nah, you know, this seems safe enough. I think we're fine to just sleep without setting. No, we're definitely setting up shifts.
Fair
enough.
Just to be safe, I lightning lure the tree.
You lightning lure the tree. Okay. Roll damage.
6.
We're gonna set the tree on fire.
You deal 6 points of damage to the tree. And it rocks as you hit it. So that's about it.
Okay.
Well, fair enough.
Just want to make sure it wasn't some creature that was gonna spring out at
We
us.
all
at
wake
night.
up and we've been sleeping next to a Treant all night.
I get. To be fair though, if the rumor is elves, like an elven thing, I guess it depends on what kind of elves they are. If they're big on nature, hitting a tree might not make them happy.
I mean, he's got a point.
Um,
I'm really curious of why you rolled.
because my guess would be that the tree actually had like hit points and you could have like actually uprooted it or something. But that's just me.
Just curious, suspicious.
Just the
I
sound
don't
of
know what you're
rolling
talking
dice.
I deem it to not be a living tree, at least from what we know.
It's a tree.
It's a tree. It's alive.
Yeah.
You never know. Could be like an ent, like a tree creature.
Anyways.
does.
Anyways.
You made Ippa the most paranoid person.
When we wake up
anyways.
surrounded by tree roots trapped
Right.
together, you'll think of me.
We need to rest. We need to
Yeah.
rest.
All I'm saying is, after my track record, I'm not taking first watch.
I'll
I'll
take.
take first watch.
Okay.
Tartaros is so paranoid, he's just gonna stand
Yeah.
there, just hands burning, just like.
I'll take second.
I think,
I keep saying it at the same time as someone.
I'll take last
Yeah,
watch.
right. Alright. So we'll say Tartaros first. We don't have to do 4 watches. 3's enough. Coda and Kesef can take the second one together.
Yeah, I gotta
And
sleep
then-
in.
Hawthorne can take the last one. Alright. Tartaros, give me a perception check, you
Gonna roll actual dice for this one.
paranoid motherfucker.
11.
11. Alright. Okay. Alright, so you sort of set up for the night, looking around the clearing. You definitely still have that sense that you're being watched. You're not sure if it's just pervasive through this forest or if you specifically are being watched. But as you sort of set your watch up, sit down, keep an eye out, nothing pops out, nothing happens. The end of your watch comes up, you wake up Coda and Kesef, and I need the two of you to make perception checks.
19.
Alright.
That's the thing. Cassie and I doing watches together makes no sense for us. Like, we both have the night vision.
19 and a 15. Alright. Okay. The two of you, same thing, you still had that sense of being watched. You look around as the night continues on. Coda, I can't quite place it. It's that feeling of being watched still there. You even tonight, it doesn't feel like it's more or less. It feels the same as you progress through the forest. It's just there. It seems like it's all around you. There's no direction. You're just constantly being watched, possibly from everywhere at the same time.
It's like a pervasive feeling.
Exactly. But unless there's anything you'd like to do, any conversation you'd like to have at your watch, the rest of your watch goes by uneventfully.
I can't think of anything new. Nothing specific.
Alright, in that case, unless Kesef has anything. Yeah, you're just, it again, it feels like pervasive, like you really just can't, have no idea where it's coming from. But if there's nothing else, your watch goes by uneventfully. Two of you go to sleep. You wake up Hawthorne. Hawthorne, can I get a perception check from you?
Absolutely. Watch this, not one. Oh, for God's sakes!
Did you actually roll natural one?
I actually rolled a natural one.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
I hate it here.
I mean, I appreciate how you called it.
Listen.
Yeah, you died.
Wouldn't surprise me after last time.
Just
Last time I pulled a watch, I got slaughtered by Manticore. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, if I just got killed.
But you sort of spend your watch looking around, and you feel that pervasive just sense of being watched, and like, you know that, like, the magic you shouldn't be able to be watched by magic. You know what this amulet does. You know how it protects you, and nothing should be able to watch you like this, but you still feel like being watched from everywhere, from every direction, constantly being watched, and you just can't pinpoint it.
Wonderful.
But unless there's anything you'd like to do, your watch continues uneventfully until you. Oh.
I haven't done. Tell you what, I don't think I've actually done this yet. I want to investigate the forked amulet that I got while I'm alone.
Which
You know
one is
what?
that again? Remind me.
Not the magical one, the one with the symbol on it.
Is it the symbol, the
The
same
one that's
symbol
important to
you
me,
have?
yeah.
Yes. Sure. Give me an investigation check on that.
That's a 22.
Damn.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, like, it's almost exactly the same as what you have. It's a little less worn, a little nicer. Maybe costs a little more expensive. But
No hidden, like, engravings or anything on it, is there?
as far as you can tell, there's no hidden engravings or anything. It doesn't seem to be magical in nature. It just seems to be another symbol of kind of status, like what you have. Maybe a little higher status than the one that you obtained. But
Interesting.
that's all you can tell at the moment.
I just want to specify from my own memory. The one I've got is emblazoned on the spellbook, right?
What do you mean?
Like
There's like the
I never had an amulet from the guy. I think my one is the spell book.
Yeah.
Has the icon.
Yeah, yes. It has the icon on it. Yeah.
So I kind of take the spell book and sort of open up to a page, and then take the amulet and just sort of put the chain as like a bookmark in the page to keep the two together.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right.
The end of your shift comes to the end. You wake up the others as dawn appears.
Rise and shine,
you all get a long
motherfuckers!
rest.
It's go time.
Indeed.
Long rest. Woo woo.
Everyone take a long rest.
Yay! I can go invisible again.
I have
Yo.
those.
What was that? Oh yeah, fireball's back. Yeah, you all take your long rest. As you hear a loud yawn behind you, and the tree that you all stayed beneath starts to move and creak.
I can know it.
It sort of scratches.
Swear to
Scar
God!
mark. It scratches the scar mark on its body where a lightning whip had hit it, and yawns and sort of looks down at you and says, "Oh. Well, hello, small ones. It has been a while before anyone has rested beneath my boughs. I hope you rested as well as I did. It's not often there are strangers in these woods. It's a dangerous place for those who don't know it. What brings you all here?"
Would you believe teleportation magic gone wrong?
I believe many things. These woods are fickle when it comes to magic.
You can say that again.
We're just trying to get south.
He sort of looks at you and says, south. Well, if you'd like, I've lived here my whole life, and I'm very familiar with these woods. And as I said, it's been a while since anyone who can carry on a conversation has been in these parts. I would be happy to guide you through the dangers of the woods in exchange for a little conversation.
By all means. I think at that point, Coda would think back to last night, think about the lightning lure, and look at Tartaros and be like, I think you have something to say.
Well, unless he approaches it, I'm not going to tell a magical tree that I attacked it.
No.
Well, I mean, Coda looks at you and says, I think you have something to say. What do you say in response?
I asked the tree what its name is.
It sort of looks at you. Well, I'd be happy to lead you if you'd like. And he sort of just looks at you again.
Is that looks at Tartaros?
Just looks at you all again, sort of collectively, and says, if you are all ready to leave.
So you're not going to tell us your name?
Please, follow me. And he sort of just starts to walk deeper into the woods.
This tree's
And you see
ominous.
the roots just starts to drag itself through the woods, because this is a large tree. You see it tries to maneuver between the forest, the other trees around it as well.
Yes,
When,
absolutely.
when you say you just want conversation in return, is that like, do you need to talk about anything in specific, or just company?
Oh no, I'd love to hear any stories you have. Company is what I look for. As I said, there aren't those in these woods who can carry a conversation. Any stories, tales, songs, music, anything to pass the time.
When Coda hears music, he will, at that point, checking I've actually got it, because I've not used it. Okay, just because we've got the tree, like, I will take mild sound risk. I have a wand of conducting, and I would like to use one of its charges to conduct with the wand, which creates orchestral music.
Yeah. So, we'll say this sort of happens, like, as you guys are traveling, you pull out the wand and start playing, or starts, conducting an invisible orchestra as it starts to play, and you all hear this just beautiful music, this beautiful orchestral symphony go on as you travel through these woods following this treant. And he sort of, after a while, he sighs and sort of hums along with it as he leads you forward. After a while, maybe about an hour or two, he sort of cuts in. If you continue on, he sort of, that was very nice. It has been some time since I've heard music like that. Not since, well, it's been some time. He just keeps walking throughout this, leading you in a direction. Unless anyone would like to do anything else, you guys continue walking for another couple of hours.
So
I'll give you.
I kind of look up with the big guy and sort of say, "So you say you've been here all your life. Do you have any idea how long that's been? What's some of your earliest memories?"
He sort of says, "Oh, a long, long time. Before these woods were known as the Savalirwood, even. It's been a long, long time."
And what do you know of the dragons that inhabit this part of the woods?
Oh, there are only 2 now, I believe. The others of the brood have fled. This region, well, I believe Zarakis, a young green, has set up shop in the area.
We recently encountered Zarakis, we believe, so yeah.
That's probably the guy we met when we entered the forest.
Well, don't you worry, I know how to avoid him. I will gladly lead you away from any of the areas he prefers.
Can I pull an insight check on that, just to see if he's got any malicious intent in his voice, in his words?
Sure.
14?
Nothing seems malicious. You're not really amazing at reading living trees.
Yeah,
but
that's fair. Understandable.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, there's no malicious intent in anything he's saying, in his expression, anything like that.
It's times like this where I wish I'd never made wisdom my dump stat.
I'd like to ask, on the topic of Zarakis, when we encountered him earlier, he talked about a game and having fun with us here in the forest. Would you have any idea what he'd mean by that?
I'm afraid I do not. I'm aware of the dragon and his mother, but I try to avoid any interaction with them. You understand?
Absolutely, I would do the same.
What would you know about the rumours around this place to do with the elves and the corruption? What do you know about that?
Well, I know a bit. This wood was not always called the Savalirwood. It used to be called the Veluthil Forest, where the elves of Moleasmir kept it beautiful and guarded it with their fey magics. But then, long, long ago, something happened. Something twisted the woods, made it corrupt. The magic feral. things, spirits, and monsters crawled across the grounds from the city, and the city collapsed into ruin. Those elves that survived fled to the north, and they named it the Savalirwood, which comes from the elven word Savalir, meaning guilt. Because none wish. Those elves that survived from that time do not speak of what happened here, or why it happened. So no one quite knows what caused the corruption of the Savalirwood.
I can only theorize.
Many do, as well as many try to plunder Moleus Mir for hints as to what happened. Most do not survive.
So Malleus Mirrors, I'm assuming that's Elvish, right?
Is that an in character or out of character question?
Well, technically both.
Okay, Moleus Mir. Yeah, it's an elven city. It's an elven name.
I speak Elvish. Would I be able to translate what it means?
Moleus Mir itself doesn't have a meaning. It's just like it's proper noun. It's
Right.
a city name.
Got it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll say, like, you probably knew at the Savalirwood was called the Guiltwood, in Elvish for a while, but you never knew why. I'd say at this point, specifically why it was called.
I never knew why. I just knew that it was called that. I just sort of go, so that's why they called it that.
Exactly. But yeah, that's the answer to that question. Anything else you have? He sort of just, he answers that and says, Yes, it has been much time since I've had a good conversation. Please, if there are any other questions I can answer, I would be happy to answer them.
I imagine we'd have filled in a lot of this time, like, regaling our story of how we got here and all the things that happened.
Oh yeah, and he takes it all in. A few smiles and laughs and gasps and stuff like that.
Would
Any other questions or anything, feel free to ask them now.
I can't think.
I'll say, as we're traveling, can I tell what direction we're going?
Yeah, give me a survival check.
13.
13. Unfortunately, you're not entirely sure what direction you're going in. You just haven't been able to keep track specifically.
Cool.
I will say, Kesef, I believe you. Let me double check the feature with your your natural explorer. Your favorite terrain is forest. So you've been traveling for a while in here, and you can tell that you're still going southward, but you're sort of starting to veer a little bit, sort of to the west, as you follow this treant. Like I said, you're still heading south, but you're starting to veer. Your natural sense, like you've lived in forest your whole life, so you know the direction you're going in, and yeah, you're sort of starting to head in a southwesterly direction. Kesef, I think you're the only one who can realize that at this time. But the treant himself continues forward as if nothing is happening. Unfortunately, you know what direction you're heading in, but you're not sure. You haven't talked specifically. You're not sure exactly where Shady Creek Run is, whether it's the southwest or the southeast. You just know that instead of heading straight south now, you're heading sort of southwest.
Would I be aware, like, as Hawthorne, would I know whereabouts everything is in relation? So, if I knew we were heading southwest, would I know that that's kind of the right or wrong direction?
Give me another history check on that, because because it depends on where you entered. You know that Shady Creek Run is definitely
21.
Did you roll? Yeah, so you know that Shady Creek Run, like when you enter Shady Creek Run, it's definitely to like the northeast, like the exit out into the continent, the rest of the continent of Wildmount. It's definitely to like so from where you guys are, be more to the southeast, you think, because of where you entered. Even though most people haven't really traveled, like I said, deeper into the Savalirwood, it's definitely further east than it is west.
Right.
So,
But I can't work on the information unless Cass had mentioned something.
exactly.
Cool.
But I mean, you guys continue traveling. Guess if you're aware that you're going southwest-ish, but unless there's any other questions you guys have for our friendly old treant. Alright. As you guys continue traveling deeper and deeper into the woods, you all start to notice even more change around you. Like before, everything seemed a little off. That sense of being watched is still there, but now you see the vegetation, like it starts to go from slightly off to wildly off. Like the colors of the leaves and the trees and the grass are like pinks and reds and like purples and colors that they should not be. And as you start to look around, you start to see almost auras of energy around almost everything. And then you start to look around at each other. Coda, when everyone looks at you, they all see these like swirling, like musical notes in various colors that focus on your instruments, and they swirl around you, your instruments, your body. Kesef, everyone looks at you and they see these like green and brown wisps of color that connect from like the center of her body into the earth. They connect to the trees, and they connect to Cody. They connect to the nature around you. Julius, there are these colors of purple and violet that swirl around the book that you have carrying with you. And you watch as they just swirl around you, or focused on this book and like your lockpicks that you use to focus your spells. And then you all turn and you see Tartaros, and you see, just when you look at him, there's just an explosion of colors and lights almost blinding to the rest of you that swirl around him, and it's almost pulsating, expanding outward, steadily just pulsating, expanding. As you all sort of notice this around each other, around yourselves, is there anything you guys would like to do?
Do we notice?
Swear profusely. As I'm blinded by Tartaros' immense presence.
Do we notice the ones around ourselves?
Yeah, you can see sort of like the sort of images, like every once in a while, these like musical notes will fly by your eyes as they sort of swirl around you and stuff like that.
I think I would be just amazed by this. This would easily be the most insane thing he's ever seen. And I think he'd reach out with either a hand or his tail and try and touch aura, either around himself or around any of the others, just to see if it's tangible.
Yeah,
I'll say-
sort of. What was that, Tartarus?
I will say, do we see any aura around the tree guy?
Yeah, you see, it's almost similar to Kesef's aura, maybe a little more green.
Very
You see the connection into the ground, although you do see there's some like coming from the ground, almost sort of latched onto where his face is. A few like threads, very very light threads of this sort of like blackish brown energy, but you see the sort of green wisps coming from him. that sort of connect to the earth, to the ground, to the trees around him, this sort of natural magic. And Coda, as you sort of, try and reach out, and you see these musical notes, they sort of like go through your hands, they suffuse you, they surround you. And as you sort of stop for a second to like observe this, the tree looks around and he says, "Oh, you don't remember this area of wild magic in this area." And at that point, there's a as the colors around Tartaros explode out. And Tartaros, I'm gonna need you to roll on your wild magic search table.
Ah, shit.
D100.
I knew this
When you
was
said wild
coming.
magic, I was like, oh.
The second you said Tartaros was enveloped in a blinding light, I was like, oh god, he's going to be rolling on the wild magic table in a moment.
Yeah.
72.
Oh no.
72.
Well, at least it's not the fireball one.
Okay. Tartaros, I need you to roll a d4 for me.
A D4.
I actually should have said this first.
One.
Okay. Alright, so I need you to roll another d100 for me.
$87.
5 numbers, okay. Alright, so two things happen. As this magic explodes from you, let me see. So let me roll this real quick. Okay. So this magic sort of explodes out from you. The first thing you notice is there's this sheen across your skin, almost like an added layer of protection that you can see. It's almost kind of like a force field of magic that surrounds your body. The second thing that happens, everyone but Tartaros, roll a d6 for me.
Oh no.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll one for Cody and the tree.
That's a 1.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Roll a d6.
Yes, roll a d6. Not the audio.
So that's a 1, a 5, and a 4.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Kesef. You find yourself starting to float in the air. Like, you start to fly. Basically. As this energy explodes out of Tartaros and it flows over you all. And yeah, you start to fly.
What?
Is it only Kesef?
Just Kesef, yes.
Oh. I mean, I knew it was fat, but goddamn.
Also, that's the rest of us.
The 6-foot
Was that-
tall dragon lady just takes flight.
But yeah, Kesef, you're flying at the moment. And yeah, you sort of look around. Kesef's flying. The tree says, "Oh, my apologies. I don't remember this being here. Give me a second. I'll get my bearings again." And he sort of just starts to continue walking forward. What would you guys like to do? Continue following?
I mean, we would know where else to go, but I'd have to ask, like, what do you mean you don't know what
do you not know what's causing this? Is this not what is this?
Well, he sort of, well, there are some areas of chaotic magic in the area. They've
Oh, great.
come up from the corruption in the Savalirwood, but I thought I knew where they all were.
So this is from the corruption. I guess that would explain the vegetation.
Yes,
Weird.
indeed. It seems your friend has some affinity to this chaotic wild magic, and that's what caused the other one to fly, but I'm sure it will wear off soon enough.
Chaotic is probably an appropriate word, yes. You should have met Donald Trump.
I'm pretty sure I'm enjoying being here.
On that note, I'm gonna grab up some of my rope and basically just throw a line up to Noni to Kesef. It's like, hang on.
Well, Noni, if you sort of experiment with it, you can control yourself while flying. You can move.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, for out of game context, you have the fly spell cast on you.
Huh. Can I kind of swim in the air?
Yeah.
Motherfucking Peter
You
Pan.
can totally swim in the air.
That's the best thing I've ever read.
Kesef sort of follows you swimming in the air.
That's an image.
That's an amazing image.
Satan's dragon finally caught wings off, for God's sakes.
But okay, so there's a source of chaotic wild magic somewhere in this area of the woods.
Can we tell where it's coming from?
So the
Because
tree
I'm
sort of
obviously
responds.
feeling it.
Yeah, he responds. There's not so much a source as certain areas in these woods have developed these explosions of wild magic based on the corruption. It's random and chaotic as this magic itself is. There's no source, nothing created except for the general chaos of the corruption of these woods.
And how do we... Is there a way to tame / remove / purify the corruption?
He sort of looks around and sort of gives a little laugh like, if only I knew. As far as I know, no one has been able to discover that as of yet. Maybe one day.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I guess we just continue on.
Yeah. He sort of nods, bowing his head towards you. Kesef, you sort of float behind it, fly behind everyone for about 10 minutes before you come collapsing into the ground. Once again. Ow. Amazing.
Trying to
But,
think of cast Featherfall, but this was a lot more entertaining.
That's fair. I mean,
Just let it
appropriate.
fall on her face.
To be fair, she'd quite impressive would know that I could that I have Featherfall.
Yeah. But, so yeah, you, the train continues carrying, going forward. Roll something real quick.
That's always good.
Okay. As you continue on, you know this area, it continues for a decent amount of time. Tartaros, I need one more wild magic surge from you, please.
Oh no.
Okay.
As you continue traveling through these chaotic woods.
Big money, no whammies. 81. I thought that was gonna be another 87.
I don't like those lines.
Roll another one. Immediately roll another one. Choosing to interpret this one liberally.
74.
74. High numbers, Jesus.
Indeed.
Alright, let me roll again. Okay. Alright. Hawthorne. Suddenly, out of nowhere, after you see another explosion of energy come from Tartaros, and suddenly you feel ill. You feel sick. You feel like your body's weak and tired, and you're poisoned
Oh, wonderful.
at the moment. But apparently that's the only effect that any of you notice at the moment. Continuing on, after about another hour, you come out. You start to notice that it changes again from this sort of odd, different colored area to a sort of not normal, but normal for
Less
Savalirwood.
oddly coloured.
Exactly, less oddly colored, more just slightly off. Throughout this, you've still sensed that odd feeling of being watched throughout.
And I still feel like death warmed over.
Indeed. Excuse me. And eventually, this large tree starts to lead you toward another clearing. This one opens up into a large open area. And he sort of stops at like the edge of the clearing, sort of looks around and says, I don't. And as he sort of looks confused for a second, all of you start to realize that in the center of this clearing, there's a figure waiting for you, well, facing away from you in the center. You see it's turned away from you, and you see it's short, even shorter than like Tartaros. And you see this like large red hat that it seems to be wearing that sort of goes down its back, and you see on its feet it seems to be wearing these heavy, almost look like they're iron boots. And in one of its hands that's out to the side, it looks like humanoid shaped, but again just very small. In one of its hands, there's a large, like, sickle-looking figure, and it's just standing in the center of this clearing.
I sort of glance up at the Trent and just sort of go, do you know this person?
He looks like he barely, like, acknowledges what you said, and he's sort of, like, almost looking in on himself like, I don't. And sort of muttering like, I don't. This isn't right. This isn't where this was supposed to be. I don't understand. And he almost like doesn't acknowledge your comment.
I'm sorry. Supposed to be?
Again, not acknowledging you. Just sort of muttering to himself. Anybody else would like to do anything?
Fuck this shit out, doodaloo. Fuck this shit out, no thanks.
We don't know if, as I always say jokingly, but legitimately, friend or foe, we don't know if this person is a hostile or not.
Indeed.
It's the treant's behavior is concerning because it seems like something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
From what it said, it almost seems like it had a predetermined plan for us, and the plan has now been changed.
It might not be
Well,
that.
it said this wasn't meant to happen yet.
Well, I said this isn't where it's supposed to be.
Well,
This wasn't supposed to be here.
So it seems like something's just been moved, and that's not necessarily malicious.
okay. How about we go in and see if he wants to sit down to Team Crumpus?
just as before I head over, I will cast Blade Ward on myself real quick as a cantrip,
Okay.
and then I will head over and I won't get close or anything, but I will try and I guess speak out, yell out to get this person's attention.
Yeah, you sort of enter the clearing a little bit. Get within like 20 feet of it, whatever this person is. And you sort of like, do you say anything specifically, or sort of yell hello or anything like that?
I guess like a sorry to disturb you, but we didn't expect to encounter anyone else.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. As this creature sort of turns around towards you, you see an old, like an old man's face, like a wizened face. You see short, pointed ears that sort of go into the cap, and you see his eyes wide open, sparkling with this like just mad look in it as it starts cackling, and it says, "Ah, fresh blood comes to play, fresh blood to bathe my cap once more. Come, fresh blood, my friends and I are ready for fun." And it just starts laughing and starts running towards you, as the rest of you start to notice out of the corners of this sort of clearing, these small as well creatures with dark hoods, dark skin, and knives in their hands start to slink out of the shadows. I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative.
Oh, wonderful.
I had a gut feeling, but you know,
That's
I wanted
better.
to like not immediately go to violence for once.
That's fair.
And at least I put Blade Ward up. At least I did that.
Indeed.
It was smart.
I could have done Armor of Agathis, but you know, it's fine.
Beautiful. I have all your initiatives immediately as well.
That
I
is
love
so.
this. It's so convenient. Alright. Let me share the map to you.
It's time to duel.
Indeed. If you hear any eating, I apologize. I'm eating dinner at the moment.
It's all good, man. I've been munching on mini cheddars this entire time.
So this one here is the small creature with the red cap. And then you see these like little, they're thin creatures. They have sort of dusky, like gray skin. Again, they're small.
Oh, we're surrounded.
Yeah, and they start to
Oh,
flow out of the
perfect.
clearing in the woods surrounding you all.
Where is Treant?
As far as you can tell, he's like out here, out of the clearing, still on the edges of it, and you see he's still sort of sitting there muttering to himself, like, you can't really hear from this distance, but you can see he hasn't moved away or even looked at you all particularly. He's just sort of muttering to himself, like, over and over again.
Okay.
Knew we
that's
should
it.
have trusted the tree.
But alright, so I have your initiative. So top of the order, Kesef, you're up first.
Annoyingly, they're not all together, so I can't just fireball. That's the same.
I wonder why.
That feels silly.
You can indeed.
Also, can I
So
add?
you throw your Slayer's Prey on that guy. And shooty. Roll a hit.
Shoot you without the bang bang.
Unfortunately, that just misses, as he takes this large sickle and knocks your arrow out of the air. That, on the other hand, definitely hits. As he knocks the first arrow out of the air, the second one catches him by surprise and takes him in the shoulder. Yeah, roll damage.
Mhm.
And points of damage. Awesome. So it takes him in the shoulder as he charges forward. And he takes it and just continues laughing forward, with large sickle in his hand, running towards, just running forward towards Dakota at the moment. He takes the damage, looks like it hurt, but he just keeps going. You still have movement on your turn if there's anything else you feel like to move anywhere. Alright, staying put. Next up is the creature with the red hat.
Oh no.
He is going to continue his movement straight towards Coda. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Coda.
Dexterity saving throw 23.
That succeeds.
Damn.
You watch as he runs towards you and tries to kick you with one of his boots, these like heavy iron boots, and you can see there is weight behind these boots. But you manage to like dodge out of the way as the boot slams into the ground where you were, like just making a deep indent. He brings his sickle around, is gonna hit you once, or try and hit you once. But that's only an 11 to hit. As he brings the sickle around.
That just doesn't hit.
Yep, and you dodge out of the way of it.
Cool.
That is the end of his turn. Julie, Hawthorne, you're up next.
Alright, we're going to start this turn by taking the steady aim. Bonus action.
Alright.
I'm going to draw my short bow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to aim at our lovely friend in the red hat, and I'm going to attack with advantage.
Go ahead.
21, 14, so 21 to hit.
Definitely hits. Roll damage with sneak attack.
Right, that is 8 with the short bow, and 14 sneak attack.
Ooh.
Damn.
So that is 22 total.
Very nice. So you pull your bow out, quickly knock it, let the arrow through, and it just catches him almost center mass in the chest, and he sort of stumbles back away from Coda for a little bit, looks towards you. He still has that grin on his face, and he just sort of cackling and laughing like
I give him a grin right back and just say, "Bring it on, shorty."
Oh, very nice. But anything else in your turn? You still have movement.
I don't, because it took steady aim.
All right. In that case, that's the end of your turn.
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
All right. Coda, it is your turn.
Okay, so this guy is right in front of me.
Indeed, he is.
Going for the kill, he's got to be close.
So... let me just have a look. Oh, pretty much everyone's within 15 feet of me. So that would not be a good idea. I know I've done it before, but maybe not this time. I have a mildly fun idea. So you said that he's got like incredibly like heavy metal boots.
Yes.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
I would like to cast heat metal
Yes! Yes!
on those.
I was
Very
thinking
nice.
that.
I was hoping that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I will
You
cast.
can definitely do that.
Yeah, okay. I will. Yeah, I'll cast that at second level.
Okay.
There's no saving throw or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes 12 points of damage. Fire damage.
All right.
My question is, would you take that twice because you're heating 2 shoes?
No.
No, it counts for the entirety of the spell.
Yeah, and then if the creature is holding or wearing the object and takes the damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can, but it can't really drop it because it's wearing it.
Yeah, it could drop shoes,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
but if it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. You see the boots start to heat up. He sort of stamps his feet in pain and growls at you again, turning his attention back to you.
I will use the
Yeah,
rest of my turn. I will not cast. I will do Bardic Inspiration.
Mhm.
Cast Bardic Inspiration on Tartaros.
Oh.
You have a 1d8 inspiration die that you can use for ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws. And then I will look at this creature, or look down at this creature, and say, fresh blood.
It sort of growls at you in response. But, that is the end of your turn. Tartaros, you are up next.
Hold on one second. Okay, I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna attack it. What to attack? What to attack? Can I tell, like, if it's injured at all?
It looks decently hurt. I mean, you can see, like, where the boots come up to, like, its thigh. It's the skin sizzling underneath. You see it bleeding from the arrows it took from both, Keseth and, Hawthorne. So it looks hurt.
Okay. So let's, I'm just gonna chromatic orbit and hopefully put it out of its misery. Should I do second or third level?
It's up to you.
Go for the throat.
Go third just in case of bad rolls. I really want this thing to die.
Alright, roll a hit.
Well, Bardic Inspiration is not going to help me on that one, so I already used some chaos, so
Alright.
why not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bardic Inspiration might help, because you might get up to 18 to hit.
Yeah, but that would require another really good roll.
Wait,
So
what
I'm
did
going to
you?
roll
You
the
rolled a
second
10.
one. Because I rolled a 3.
Ah,
So I'm going to roll better this time, and then I'll Bardic Inspiration if I still miss.
yeah, considering 14 didn't hit, I'm going to assume.
Oh my
these-
god, I rolled a 2!
Oh no.
No.
So, unfortunately, both a 9 and a 10 miss. You're free to use your Bardic Inspiration on the 10.
You'd have
Seems
to
like you
roll
did
at least
Oh,
You think a
5 or
5, I think.
6. A 5 or a 6.
You-
That's
Roll
higher.
5 and up.
5 and up. Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna roll it manually since D&D Beyond's screwing me. 7!
Alright.
Hey!
So you throw out this orb of energy. What type of damage is gonna
I mean, it's already on fire, so might as well fire it more.
Fair enough, you fire damage.
Toasty.
It looks like it's gonna miss. And then you sort of use your tide's chaos to try and turn it back on course. But it looks like you may have veered it a little bit too much. And you sort of set yourself. Remember how Coda inspired you, and you bring it directly forward into this thing's chest. Roll damage.
That's a roller coaster of emotions.
I know, right?
Yeah, let's re-roll some of those.
Indeed.
So I'll re-roll the 2 1s and the 2 3s, because you can't do much worse than that. So I won. So I have a 7 plus 4 more d8s. D8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 7 to this. Jesus, that one rolled all over the place. So 17.
Very nice.
Re-rolling has not been good.
That's fair. Yeah, it takes this fire and it just explodes into its chest. Its hat starts to burn on the edges. Any clothing that it was wearing is starting to scorch off and it's half on fire. But it's still standing there, like scorched and burned and just breathing heavily, looking straight at Coda.
And why
It looks like it's
die?
barely holding on. But anything else in your turn?
I'm gonna move down closest to the surrounding one below me, the one directly down.
How
So,
close? Like
like-
here?
Is that within 10 feet?
Within 10 feet of that guy? Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's good. It's probably gonna come at me anyways, but
Alright. Next up is that guy. Specifically this one. This one looks a little taller than the other ones. He's more like your average humanoid, like average human size. The other ones are all more like gnome halfling size. The one in the center is even shorter, but these guys, they look very different. This guy's a humanoid size. He just runs up to you, Tartaros, and he's gonna make 2 attacks at you. That's only a 10 to hit.
that hits.
Right, I forgot. So that hits, and then the second attack. Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Oh,
no.
uh,
no.
So
yeah, Gil's not gonna help me with that.
the first one, you take 9 points of slashing damage.
Jeez.
Oh my god, and 12 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh,
I rolled maximum damage on that.
Oh no.
Hawthorne.
And then on the crit,
Tartaros.
you take 7 points of slashing damage. And 14 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
Owie.
Oh, it updates your health as well now, so I don't even have to switch screens to see it. This is so cool. They added so many new
Awesome.
things. But yeah, so I can see your health live now. That hurts. But
That
yes,
that
this
really
thing,
hurts.
yeah, this thing just comes in, slashes you twice. You see the scimitar it has in its hands is just coated in darkness, and as it slashes you, the darkness seeps into your wounds and starts just causing you pain, almost seeping through your veins and pulsing with this pain. But it sort of just stands over you, just quietly. It has sort of like a mask on, like a cowl over its mouth, and its eyes just little red dots inside this dark shadowed face as it stands over you and just waits. But that is the end of its turn. Now the other 4 are gonna go.
Wonderful.
They're just gonna run in.
Oh, hi, fellas.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 2 against Hawthorne, 2 against Kesef. Against Hawthorne, it's only a 7 on the first one,
That does not hit.
but a 16 on the second one.
That does hit.
Alright, he takes a dagger and sort of one of them takes a dagger and swipes at you, and you dodge out of the way. The second one jams it into your ribs as you're sort of distracted by the other one. You take 6 points of piercing damage and 4 points of necrotic damage. As the dagger, again, these daggers sheathed.
I'm
It's
gonna go
necrotic
ahead
energy.
and trigger an uncanny dodge to have that damage.
Yeah.
So, have the attack's damage. Does it have everything, or just the weapon damage? Does that include the necrotic damage?
It'd be everything. So have,
So,
but
10
have them
times 5.
individually.
Well, yeah, it's 6 down to 3, 4 down to 2, so 5 total.
Question.
Sounds-
When it comes to
Yes.
reactions, can you only have one reaction each
Per
turn?
turn.
Yeah, you have one reaction per round. You get your reaction back when it becomes your turn again.
Cool.
Yeah, so like Hawthorne doesn't have his reaction again until his next turn.
I just sort of
Cool.
glance down at the dagger, like, in my side and go, ow! You scumbag!
Very nice. 2 against Kesef, though. That's only a 7 to hit. And another 16 on the second one. I believe that just hits Kesef, the 16. Yeah, so, again, pretty much the same exact thing happens on the other side. You see them both coming, you dodge out of the way of one of them, but the other one, while you're distracted, plants its dagger in between your ribs. You take 5 points of piercing damage. And 11 points of necrotic damage. As again, these these charged daggers slam into you and start to infect your body. But, Kesef, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Where's the violin?
Yes, looks like he's like barely holding on. Alright, roll a hit.
Oof.
Again, 14 just misses. As it once again, almost supernaturally fast, turns towards you and knocks the arrow out of the air.
Oh no.
Rip.
The second one, you're sort of unsteady from the 2 attacks you just took. The second one fires off, and he just catches it in his hand and throws it to the ground.
Well, damn.
But you still have movement and a bonus action if you'd like to do anything with that. Alright, and the Kesef's turn. It is this little creature's turn.
Little guy.
It's going to take 3 attacks against you, Coda. With
Ooh.
the sickle in its hand.
Advantage, remember.
With disadvantage, correct. Alright, so first one.
And just to check real quick, when it comes to the Blade Ward,
Yes.
I cast that because it says until the end of your next turn. I cast it before battle started. So now that I've had one turn, do I not have?
It would, yeah, it'd probably be gone,
That's
unfortunately.
fine. Just wanted to check.
So with disadvantage, the first one's a 14.
And that does hit.
Alright, I'll do the next one.
Well, I'd like to reaction, Hellish Rebuke. So I don't know if he'll definitely survive that or not. If you want to do the others, or if we want to see if he survives it or not.
Good call. That depends on the damage. So I'll do the damage of this one first because you do take that. You take 9 points of slashing damage. And what's the save for Hellish Rebuke?
Save for Hellish Rebuke. Oh, I don't actually have it at 3rd level. Interesting. 15 Dexterity.
He fails, so roll damage. Depends on what you roll.
24.
Yeah. So
An
the
explode.
sickle
Oof goes the bad guy.
slams into your side as a point, and just you take it. You sort of grin at him, and fire just explodes out from you and engulfs this creature.
Toast.
Until once the fire dissipates, you just see a pair of iron boots sitting there on the ground.
And a sickle embedded in his chest.
Indeed.
Nice.
Congrats, you've got a sickle now.
Alright. That is the end of that creature's turn, as it is very much disintegrated. Hawthorne, it is your turn.
I glance at the two creatures next to me.
Wait, question. I thought was I before Hawthorne last time?
No, you rolled a 50 and
No.
I rolled 80, I think.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought it was the other way around last time.
So I glance at the two creatures next to me and just go, with an intimidation roll, I go, unless you want to end up like your friend over there, you're going to leave now.
Roll intimidation check.
Dirty 20.
Let's see. Yeah, you see they look at each other and look back at you, and they sort of crouch down, like hiss, but they definitely look scared. But I mean, it's not their turn yet, so they can't do anything at the moment. But they look scared of you.
So
then,
well, that would have been my
still-
action, I take it?
Yeah, so you still have a bonus action and movement.
Right. I'm going to take my cunning action, bonus action to disengage.
All right, and where would you like to move?
Let's just sort of put me in the middle of the group.
So like here,
Down 5 feet.
there.
Yeah, that'll do.
Sounds good. The end of your turn.
Yeah, I'll end it there.
Right, Coda, you're up.
Wonderful. I'll deal with the boots after. By them.
Are you just going to leave the sickle embedded in your ribcage?
Oh, I'll deal with that later. It's fine. What I will do is I will focus my attention on the big guy by Tartaros.
All right.
Having a less fun time with him.
Oh, I've kind of just stepped right in your way. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. So that sickle, is it metal as well?
Yeah, it seems to be of a. It seems to be made of like a normal. It looks like to you like a normal sickle. In the hands of this like short creature, it seems very large, but it seems to be a normal sickle made of metal. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm tempted to heat metal again, but
While it's embedded in your side.
not that one.
Oh, the guy down there doesn't have a sickle. I believe he has. It's just a. Looks like a normal scimitar.
Scimitar. My bad. Yes, I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna heat. Yeah, I'm not gonna heat the sickle that's in me. Cauterize the wound.
Understandable.
No,
Extreme cauterization.
I will cast Dissonant Whispers at 3rd level at the one by Tartar.
Okay.
It is a Wisdom 15 saving throw.
That is a 17. Oh no, 16.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so
Yeah,
it
sort of throw out these whispers, and sort of enters this thing's mind. It shakes its head as it takes. What's
Six.
half
6 points of damage.
6 points of psychic damage. It shakes its head and sort of grimaces at you, but
That's not fun.
stand strong. Anything else in your turn? I believe you still have movement as well as a bonus action.
Again, I will. Again. Oh no. You've still got my Bardic Inspiration. You've not used it, have you?
I did.
Oh, you did use it, yeah. I will again. Bardic Inspiration, Tartaros.
There we go. How would you inspire him?
I will bang. That's it. I will bang the shoes, making noise. The metal boots, make noise to draw attention, and just say, "Hey, Psycho's dead. We can do this."
You're not even going to take the opportunity to sing "These boots are made for walking."
No,
I'm actually
because that's just what they'll do.
All right. You have bardic inspiration. Tartarus, you're
Oh.
up.
I'm sorry. What I want to do is I will move to. I'll move to where Kessev is and also deal with those two. I'll go
Like
right
here.
up one of them. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, Tartarus, you're up.
Okay. Well, like a Glycopod, I'm gonna emergency exit and thunderstep my way out of there.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry,
And
did I
I'll
come
go
in
as
on
far
range saying he's
up
banging?
as I can.
Might have done. Hey, Linz.
Yeah. It's like 90 feet, right?
90 feet. Yeah.
Oh wait, you're using your bloody teleport spell thing.
It's like boom,
Yeah.
you're like back here.
I'm getting the heck out of there while I can.
Oh, hi, Linz.
Hello, Linz.
But,
Welcome to the stream.
Islands.
You did, in fact, come in on Ryan saying he's banging. That is indeed what happened.
Oh hi.
You know the way into hoe.
Oh,
And then it needs to do a Constitution saving throw 15.
Constitution save. That is a 5 and +1, so a 6. That is a
Oh,
failure.
so it's going to take 3d10 of thunder damage.
That's gonna hurt.
It's all good, Linz. I appreciate it.
19.
19. Alright, yeah, it's you explode with thunderous energy, and it sort of takes it and like reels back. You see the sort of cloak and like cape it's wearing just flutter back, start to ripple apart, and it sort of shakes as the pain hits it. It's barely standing on, it's barely standing there, the scimitar in its hand, breathing heavily, firing daggers at like across the clearing at the little verdin who just escaped from it.
You just see a tiny middle finger 90 feet in the distance.
And as that happens, I'm going to give you your Tides of Chaos back, and I'm going to use you to roll on the Wild Magic Surge table.
Oh,
That was a spell of first level or higher.
Is there anything that gives me all my health back?
No, there isn't. Oh, there might be.
I think
What's
8.
wow.
8? Let's go down.
I've got a funny feeling I know which one that is.
Oh no.
Is it the one I think it is?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Tartaros.
Yeah, it's the exact
Uh-oh.
one I think it is.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
oh no.
I'm dead. 16.
What's your
Oh.
spell save DC?
15.
So you succeed.
All I'm going to say is this has just made the funniest image I've ever seen.
What has happened?
Did I just fireball myself?
You just
Yeah,
fireballed
you just
yourself.
fireballed yourself.
Yeah. So I'm dead.
Yeah, that's 28 halved.
Yeah,
As you
I'm
sort
not
of
dead.
you give this thing a middle finger, and from your
Fucking
middle fingers,
explode.
like between your middle fingers, you see a little red bead that just flies up in the air. You sort of watch it go up and fall back down towards you, and it just explodes in fire.
We're all just watching, and this is giving the middle finger, and all of a sudden, just boom, explosion.
Yes, you see this explosion of
Here
fire.
I
Hey,
am.
That's
Thinking I
funny.
got away from danger. And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking explode.
You can't kill me, only I can.
amazing.
That's great.
Oh, just
Uh,
oh.
Tartaros, you are unconscious, unfortunately.
You want something
Yeah.
properly to
Um,
yourself.
That was bound to happen
That's
eventually.
Yeah.
I got the type of chaos back.
Yeah,
Silver
at
lining, you
least-
got your Tides of Chaos back.
Yeah, and at least, you know, it wasn't in the middle of the group. Hey, you managed to get yourself
True.
out of there, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
there's
would have been
overlay,
nice
at least.
to take the creature down with me.
Yeah, at
But-
least you
Yeah.
didn't kill all of us at the
Although
same
Hawthorne
time.
would have been in the blast range.
True. But, as the end of your turn, I believe, This creature
Yeah.
is going to stagger towards Hawthorne.
Oh, hi
And is
there.
going to take 2 attacks against him. That is a 15.
That hits.
Can I reaction cutting words that?
You can, yes.
I would like to roll a d8,
Indeed.
because I think that is a d8. And I would like to remove 8 from it.
I can't do math, but that's less than a 10, so I think that misses.
Yeah, that does miss.
Alright.
Didn't
The
finish
second
anything.
one's a natural 20.
Oh. Well,
Uh-oh.
shit.
How does he
Yeah.
get natural 20s against us?
I don't know. I literally, as
It's
Ryan was saying,
fine.
I'd like cutting words it. I rolled the dice and it was a natural 20.
Well, it might
Thank
be
you,
good.
Golden Snitch.
It might be good that he's not getting hit twice then.
It's fine. I can have
Probably.
the damage anyway.
True. So you take 9 points. Oh no, sorry, 13 points of slashing damage,
Ow.
and only 12 points of necrotic damage.
Only 12, exactly. So
Indeed.
13, 12. Do I just have the entire total?
That'd be
it would be half the entire
12
total.
overall, yeah. Half to 6, half to 6.
Cool. So 12 points of damage. Ow.
Indeed. As this thing, like I said, races up to you and slashes you twice. Well, the first gets distracted from Coda up ahead, but it snarls and takes the other one and slashes across your chest. You manage to sort of pull back so that the blade doesn't dig too deeply, but it still leaves a line of blood across your chest.
Thank you, uncanny dodge.
Indeed. Next up, these two are sort of gonna... They sort of like hiss and snarl, and they don't flee quite yet, but they move back, just like almost waiting to see what happens. These other two, though, one's gonna go for Kesef, one's gonna go for Coda.
Can't finish it.
Against Kesef first,
Oh no, Kesef.
that's only an 11 to hit, though. So I believe that misses.
Good.
Alright, and then against Coda, that's a 24 to hit.
That definitely hit.
Alright, damage. You take 4 points of piercing damage. And 7 points of necrotic damage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, as this thing sort of jabs its blade into you and pulls it out, just like standing in front of you, snarling. But, that's the end of their turn. Kesef, it is your turn.
This is where Kesef realised she can't really do anything with her bow because she's in point blank range.
I mean, she has a sword, right?
He has a breath.
She's
Oh,
also got a scythe
also
that
has
she
breath.
slammed to the bottom of a lake for and has never used once.
Technically, it's a sickle.
No. Close enough. Scythe sounds cooler.
That's fair.
I say her breath also does more damage now.
Oh, so it does.
Which, to be fair, if she was going to use her, maybe he shouldn't have joined her. But
Your
that's fine.
sword, sickle that nearly kills you, your claws and breath. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really dick this on the sickle because, you know, that entire session spawned Mewtwo Nicholas.
Mewtwo Nicholas, yes. Indeed it did.
I love meet you, Nicholas.
Out of
Long
curiosity, I don't actually know this. Does Kesef just get double attacks with range? Would she get them with her swords and everything as well?
No, she has extra attacks, so any attack she makes, ranged and or melee.
Yes, bonus of the ranger, fighter, and I think monks get it as well, don't they?
Monks get it, barbarians get it, most martial classes get it.
Yeah. Because John said I'm using the sickle?
Oh.
Oh, wow.
You can use the sickle.
Nice.
But yeah, go ahead and roll for an attack. Definitely hits. Which one are you trying to hit? The one to the north or to the south? Both are within 5 feet of you. Alright, the one next to Coda, roll damage.
Kessev saw it damage me and is like, no.
4 points of damage. Alright. You bring the sickle forward and jam into this thing's ribs. As you pull it back, it sort of stumbles and hisses in pain. Yeah, I'll let you use your bonus action to move the mark and then do the second attack. Easily enough. That definitely hits. Another 3 points of jam as again you jam the sickle in. It sort of takes it again, hisses. Plus that, yeah, you take the damage. It sort of takes the damage, hisses, stumbles back, pulls the sickle out. It already looks weak, but it is still standing as it sort of hisses at you and wields its dagger.
Does that include the Slayer's Prey damage?
Yeah, I think she rolled a 1 on that.
Ouch.
That sickle is not great.
Yeah, so the sickle, it's a strength-based weapon. Noni's kind of a dex-based character.
Ah.
The thing that's nice about the sickle is that it helps with her spells and stuff like that, her save DC and shit like that as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, for rangers at least. But Kessev, is there anything else you'd like to do in your turn? I believe you have movement, because you use your bonus action to move the mark. Or you can stay put. Alright, in that case, Hawthorne, it is your turn.
Perfect. I am going to take my steady aim.
Yeah, alright.
I'm going to stow my short bow and draw my rapier.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to attack big, tall, and handsome with advantage.
Fair enough, roll a hit.
That's a nat 20.
That fucking hits. Roll damage. You know, I'm pretty sure you kill.
Piercing
Even
damage,
especially
first
with
of all. That is 10 damage of the crit, and then sneak attack. Does that get doubled?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so 2 rounds of sneak attack damage. So that's 10, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 damage total. Quitty!
Oh, yeah.
Hello, friend.
You literally turn, bring the dagger into this thing's chest,
Rapier.
and pull it out, or the rapier, stab it through its chest, and pull it out, and it stumbles back, looks at you as its body starts to, like, disintegrate into this ash, and then you see this ash start to pulse and pulse until it explodes out. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Con save. Oh, no, that's a 7.
That is a failure.
So it's
You take 11 points of radiant damage as this thing's corpse
wonderful.
explodes in front of you in this radiant light. It is very much dead.
Dumb question, because I've just forgotten about it. Is Hawthorne still poisoned?
Not at the moment. It was only like an hour long when I
cool.
rolled that, so by the time they'd been traveling, it had gone away.
Gotcha.
But, alright, Hawthorne, I believe that is the end of your turn.
Is there anything else I can do? I can't move. That's annoying. Bonus action done. Can't do anything with reaction. I've only got one thing I want to ask. Can I just glance at the pile of ashes and see if the scimitar is still there?
It looks like the scimitar went up with the creature.
Fuck. Okay, never mind. I wanted that.
Alright.
I wanted that scimitar.
Yeah, pretty sweet
That is the end of
scimitar.
your turn. Code, it is your turn.
Okay, so right.
Left.
What do I? Oh shush. Um. What can I do? Don't want to damage Coda. Sorry, Kessev and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that didn't do it. That's annoying.
I have a dumb idea.
Oh, also, a quick thing, I forgot. Hawthorne, you're also blinded at the moment, as that searing light that burned you also seared your eyes shut, and you just can't see at the moment.
Great.
Forgot to mention.
Love that.
But I'm sorry. Sorry, Coda, continue on.
Love that for me.
Could I, theoretically, because Coda seems to be really placing spells. If I was to say put a spell with like a 5-foot radius just to the right of like the middle of them, so like there's 2 to the right of Kessev, would they both be in 5-foot range, but everyone else would
So
be
like
out?
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's 10 feet, so they'd be in range. Everyone else went.
Wonderful. I would like to cast Cloud of Daggers
Alright.
because I've
That
not used that.
spell. I love it.
I have not used that spell yet. I will cast that 3rd level just so because I think the one by me will probably die, but I don't know about the one with Kessev, so I thought I'll weaken that quite a bit.
Sure.
Does he seem to have? Yeah, there's no saves or anything like that. Just says creature takes the damage when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there.
Okay.
It wouldn't happen when I cast the spell.
No, it happens at the start of their turn.
That is fine. I will still do that. I will encase these guys in a cloud of daggers. I did not mean to roll the damage. I will forget that. I just meant to press the button.
We'll forget that. But, anything else on your turn?
I guess because they're going to be in daggers and ideally they're going to get like sliced up to pieces. I think I'd try and make like because they were on about like fresh blood and I set it back and then it's like, I don't know. I think Coda would really try and find like a culinary pun about like, oh look who's on the menu, and then think, no, that was fucking dumb. But then we'll laugh anyway.
Fair enough. Alright.
That is all.
Well, that on you, and your turn, Tartaros, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Come on,
Oh, yeah,
that
Taurus.
20. Come on, that 20.
Save my
17.
luck.
Alright, that's one success.
It's a success.
And next up, Coda, I'm gonna need you to roll that damage anyway, because it is these creatures' turn. So roll new damage.
Would you roll for each creature, or?
No, just one roll for, and it'll hit both of them. Coda?
Oh,
Cool.
sorry. I didn't realize you were talking to me then. My bad. I
Yes,
zoned
you
out.
have to roll the damage. Because it is their turn now. So at the start of their turn, these daggers fly around them. They try and cover themselves, but they take the damage.
They both take 7 points of damage.
Jesus Christ. You watch as, same as the other one, they both take the daggers, they go through them, slicing them. You see their body starts to disintegrate, and then they both explode in light.
Oh, I got both of them. Jeez.
Oh yeah, they're both dead. Coda, I need you to make 1 Constitution saving throw. Kesef, I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Oh no.
Constitution 12.
That is a failure.
Failure.
Kesef, a failure. And on the second one for Kesef?
Oh no.
Okay. Well, these ones aren't as bad as the first one. So for the first one exploding, Kesef and Coda take 6 points of damage, and you're both blinded. And for the second one exploding, Kesef takes another 5 points of damage. Whew. But and you are both blinded at the moment.
Wonderful.
And I think seeing all of you blinded and one of you down,
Shit.
these two are gonna move into Hawthorne,
Ah,
and they're gonna go for him, and they have advantage because you're blinded.
nuts.
They both are the ones by us, by me and
Yes.
Cassie. So.
They're
Yeah.
destroyed. Yes. Delete. Very dead. Still, even with advantage, I rolled 2 3s, so it's only an 8 to hit on one of them, Hawthorne.
Yeah, no.
I rolled another 3 and a 5, so it's only 10 to hit.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. Thank God.
Yep. So you're still almost instinctively just like you're focused. You can't see, but you have your rapier up, and you're just like dodging and parrying out of the way, even while blinded. Kesef, it is your turn. You are still blinded until the end of your turn, so you can't see anything. You're not sure where anything is. But it's your turn. You still have action, movement, and bonus action. You just cannot see. It would be at disadvantage, and the creatures would have a higher AC. But you can still try. All
I
right,
swear to
roll
God,
dis-
if you shoot me again,
Yeah.
Is that a 27 with disadvantage? Jesus Christ.
no, that's one roll. You need to roll again.
Oh, okay.
It is.
That's 20.
The second roll's a
Oh
nat
my
20.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a 27 still fucking hits. Roll damage. That's amazing. So you as well, you can't see, but you breathe in heavily, you turn, you pull your bow out, you hear Hawthorne like ting ting ting, and yeah, you fucking shoot one of these creatures, you hear a growl of pain as
Please
it takes
don't
one
kill
of
it.
these.
Please don't
this
kill it. Please don't
arrow.
kill it. Please don't kill it. That was with crit. No, it wasn't with crit damage because it would have been a lower roll. Oh, right. I understand.
Well, the damage she rolled was a crit damage.
Yeah, I
Reroll
see.
the damage, yeah.
Please don't kill this thing. I don't want to get blown up again.
Yeah, reroll the damage with normal damage rolls.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead.
Okay, so you hear your arrow take purchase and a hiss of pain, but you still have your second attack. Again, still a disadvantage. You all right?
Oh.
Unfortunately, with a 10, that's not going to hit. The second arrow, you hear it fly off into the woods. Of not finding purchase. You still have movement if you want to try and move anywhere. Alright. Like in this direction? Alright. And sort of at the end of your turn, you sort of manage to like rub your eyeballs clean a little bit, look around, and you sort of have a full view of the situation now. as the blindness wears off. Hawthorne, it is your turn.
Right. I'm going to I'm scared of getting blown up and actually taking enough damage that I die here. I'm going to cast False Life on myself to bolster my health a little bit.
Alright, go ahead. Give
So
yourself
that
the temporary
is
HP.
an extra 5 hit points.
Alright.
Not a ton, but, you know, we take it.
Every little bit helps.
So that's me up to about 28 now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now going to take my bonus action, cunning action to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm basically going to go 30 feet up.
Alright, how do you know which direction you're running in? You're blind.
Well, how would have, I don't know, I'm guessing.
Alright, I'll give you that. I'll say, you know which direction the enemies are in, but
I
I'm
want
going
to
to
go in the
roll a
opposite
D4.
direction of the enemies then.
Yeah, I'm going to roll a d4 to see which direction you go away from. I'm just going to have you run in that direction.
That works.
We'll do like 1, 2, 3, 4, because you don't want to go that way. 4. So you just start heading just
That
in
works.
that direction.
That works.
Alright, anything else on your turn?
Done an action, done a bonus action, can't do a reaction. No, I'm just going to leave it there. Ariel,
Coda, it is your
hello, my
turn.
friend. Welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a good day.
Any with all of that was going on, is there any check like I can do using, because obviously I can't see, but like a sense of like my hearing to gauge even roughly? Like, would I at least know, like, say the direction and roughly what kind of distance?
Yeah, I'll say you can do like a perception check.
Skills, perception. Nat 20?
Yeah, you can definitely tell the direction that those two creatures are in.
Okay. So... Fireball would be overkill.
That's up to you.
That would be really funny. What I will do is I will cast Shatter,
Mm-hmm.
because it's range of 10 feet, fireball range of 20 feet. I guess there's a better chance of hitting them roughly, but no, I'll do Shatter. Try and aim it for where I think they are. At least I know the direction.
Yeah.
And try and hopefully hit them both.
What does Shatter say exactly?
A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range, which is 60 feet.
Perfect.
In a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Don't know if you want to do
The
a roll.
natural 20 perception.
Yeah.
I say you can get like a rough enough area that I think you can hit both of them. Yeah.
Cool.
So what's the save?
15 Constitution.
So for one, that's a 4. For another, that's a 7. They fail.
Oh.
They take. Ooh, it's some decent rolls. 20 points of damage each.
Yeah. You sort of calm yourself for a second, focus your hearing, try and figure out where these two creatures are, and you sort of play a discordant note that sort of just, and like almost throw it, like throwing your voice, and it explodes out in front of you, and you just hear a and then silence as the I think Kesef and Hawthorne, who at the end of your turn, Hawthorne, you also sort of like scratch your eyes and you can see now. You watch as the last two creatures disintegrate and explode, but with no harm coming to any, because no one's close enough. But yeah, they are dead as well.
Wonderful.
At the end of that, Coda, you sort of take your eyes, you sort of look around. Tartaros, I'm going to have you make one more death save before anyone else gets to do anything.
5.
That is one failure. One success, one failure, but you all have the chance to act. You can see Tartaros's unconscious body up to the north, unmoving. Easy enough. Kess, if you can run over, cast Cure Wounds.
Whilst they deal with him, can I have a look at the boots? I imagine they're very small boots, but I'm curious about them, if they're still there.
Yeah, you can look over at the boots. They're small, but they're dense. Like, they're heavy metal, like iron boots. Like, you try and lift one up, and it's difficult.
Can I use, like, detect magic to see if there's any magic about them?
Sure, if you want to cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
You do so. They just appear to be heavy iron boots. No magic ability about it. Tartaros, you wake up with 10 health.
Can I kind of search the dust piles, the ash piles, to see if anything survived?
Yeah.
Would it be
Give me an
investigation?
check. Yeah.
Oh, 14.
Nothing that you can tell. Like, maybe a few scraps of cloth. Maybe even like a shard of metal every once in a while, but doesn't look like anything substantial survived.
God damn, I wanted that scimitar.
I don't know what the fuck they were that they just could explode like that. Because, like, the red cap.
It's obvious. They were creepers.
I didn't even think of that.
We just straight up got attacked by creepers.
Plus,
Yeah.
a really angry Papa Smurf.
Indeed. But as you all sort of recover, sort through the ashes, you look around the clearing, and you notice the treant that was guiding you is no longer visible.
Oh,
The chaos of the
Wonderful.
battle, he had somehow slipped away or disappeared.
of course he did.
As you're all left alone in this clearing, that is where we're going to end our session tonight.
Bastard tree.
How did we lose something so big? I mean, we were blind for like a solid chunk of that battle at the end there.
True, there was a point where the three of you who were conscious were blind, and one of you was unconscious, so...
I mean, I lost the tree.
I lost the tree.
Oh, no.
But yeah, that's the end. I hope you guys had fun tonight.
That
You
was
could
good.
say he made like a tree and leave.
God damn it.
I hate it.
Try. I know that everyone else seemed to have thought of it before me, but I'm so glad that I used heat metal on those boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was genius.
call.
I love that.
When he said heavy metal boots, I was like, oh.
As soon
It
as I-
didn't click for me until you said I have a fun idea. I was like, ooh. I know what the fun idea is.
No, that was good. I enjoyed that.
That was fun.
That is our session
That
tonight.
was fun.
We will continue next time with the trek further into the Savalirwood.
That can only go
Like,
well.
fuck. Ow, that battle hurt.
Right, well, I'm going to take some time, wrap up my stream, probably going to rage. I'll be back in a little bit.
No worries.
No problem.
Alright, well, that was great fun. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. That was very, very fun. The usual kind of bullshit, but you know. So yeah, as I said, we're going to go on a little raid. And I think it'll be fun to go and raid. We're going to go ahead and raid Disaster Gaming. That's who we're going to raid. Let me get the link. And we can go and raid this good fellow. Dump in here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and raid Disaster Gaming, who is playing some Mario Galaxy. Let me pop the link in here for y'all real quick. So make sure to hit him with the hashtag Scotsman Raid. Go and show him the love. Go show him some support. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the stream today. I hope you all have a good New Year's, because this is the last stream of 2021. And I will see you guys in the new year. Peace out, guys.